Hello, good morning students. So in the previous video we studied about acceleration and I gave you a few questions to solve this as a part of a small assignment. So we'll solve that questions and then we'll revise the topics that we have studied up till now. So the first question that I gave you was the maximum speed of a train is given, that is 80 kilometers per hour, and it takes 10 hours to cover 400 kilometers. Okay, find the ratio of the maximum speed and the average speed. Now this question is pretty straightforward. So maximum speed has been given to you, that is 80 kilometers per hour, and then you need to find average speed. So the formula of simple speed that you have to apply, that is total distance covered, that is 400 kilometers upon total time taken, that is 10 hours. Simply remove the zeros and what you get is 40 kilometers per hour. So the maximum speed of the train is 80 kilometers per hour, but overall the average speed is 40 kilometers per hour. Now that is not the question. The question is find the ratio of maximum speed and the average speed. So the ratio is simple. It is said maximum speed upon average speed. Okay, so maximum speed is 80 and average is 40. Removing the zeros, 4 2s are 8. So the answer is 2 upon 1. So the ratio is simple, 2:1. That is how simple the question is, finding the ratio maximum speed upon average speed. Now look at this. In this question the time was in hours, so we did not convert anything into seconds or meters. Remember, you don't need to convert the units unless it is required. In this case the maximum speed is in 80 kilometers per hour and the average speed is also given in kilometers and the time is hours, so there is no need to convert it. Now this cannot be said for the second question. The second question is a bus takes 54 kilometers per hour, has a speed of 54 kilometers per hour in 60 seconds. So it is reaching that speed in 60 seconds, that is 1 minute. Find its acceleration. So obviously it is starting from 0, so that is what I gave you as a hint in the previous video, that u is 0 meters per second, and convert this v 54 kilometers per hour in meters per second. So you need to convert this, that is u is 0 meters per second and v is given as 54 kilometers per hour. Converting it in meters per second, that is 54 into 1000 upon 1 into 60 into 60. Okay, solving this, taking the zeros away, 6 9s are 54. Once again we have 6, you can use it by 3 2s, 3 3s 9 and 2 5s 10. So 3 5s are 15. This is how you solve a simple equation. 54, we remove the zeros first, then it was 6 and 10 remaining over here. 6 9s are 54 and 3 2s are 6 and 3 3s are 9 and 2 5s are 10. So 15 meters per second. So you have converted v as 15 meters per second. Now you can move forward because the time has been given in 60 seconds and we have converted it in seconds. So finding the acceleration, that is simple, v minus u upon t, that is 15 minus 0 upon 60. What you get is 15 upon 60. If anyone knows the table of 15 ones, then 15 2s 30, 15 3s 45 and 15 4s 60. So what you get is 1 upon 4, or you can write it in decimal points, that is 0.25 meters per second square. This is how you solve the formula for acceleration. Okay, so the topic that we have to study next is quite a longer topic, and before moving that, it is better if we revise the previous topics. So let us first understand what we had studied up till now, starting from the very beginning. Okay, we talked about position, we talked about motion. Okay, this is quite simple, we can move forward. Distance and displacement, that is an important point. Okay, so distance is the total length of the path that you have covered in a journey. Distance is the shortest displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final point. In physics we have two types of quantities, that is scalar quantities and vector quantities. Scalar quantities do not have direction, they only have magnitude. Vector quantities have direction as well as magnitude. So to explain a vector quantity, a person should have direction as well as magnitude. So you need to have both of this in order to understand a vector quantity. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, distance and displacement. The important topic was uniform motion. An object which covers equal distance in equal intervals of time is known as uniform motion. Non-uniform motion, an object which covers unequal distance in equal intervals of time. So basically we are checking the distance covered or displacement of an object with equal intervals of time. Time is always equal intervals, so we are checking it after 2 minutes, 2 seconds, whatever. It is up to us to decide that which intervals we want to take. If the object is in uniform motion, then it doesn't matter which time interval you take. Whenever you check the time interval, the speed or the velocity will always be constant, or distance covered will always be the same. Okay, so uniform motion is an object which covers equal distance in equal intervals of time. Non-uniform motion, if an object covers unequal distance in equal intervals of time, then it is known as non-uniform motion. In uniform motion, the speed or the velocity of an object remains constant. In non-uniform motion, speed or velocity of an object remains changing, or it does not remain constant. Okay, distance cannot be negative, it can be either positive or zero if the object does not move. Displacement can be zero if the distance is non-zero. So displacement can be zero even if the distance is not zero, because the object has moved to a certain point and come back. But if the distance is zero, that means the object has not covered any of the it has not traveled in its journey. It is in the same point, it has not moved if the distance is zero. But displacement can also be zero if the object has traveled in the journey, because it is starting from a point and coming back to the same point. So distance cannot be zero and it is always positive. Displacement on the other hand can be zero, positive or negative. Negative if it is in the opposite direction. Negative if it is in the opposite direction. Okay, and distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector quantity. Okay, so distance is scalar quantity and displacement is vector quantity, because it also defines direction. Displacement can also be described by direction as well, and it requires direction in order to explain the total displacement. Okay, speed on the other hand, that we studied about in the previous classes, that is 6th, 7th, in that speed is actually a scalar quantity because it does not require any direction. Okay, on the other hand, its counterpart is velocity, that is quite similar to speed but it also describes direction. So if an object moves, suppose if the object moves first in this direction and there is another object which moves in this direction, they both have, let's say, 50 kilometers per hour magnitude, so the number is same. However, their direction is not same, so these two velocities are different. Okay, remember that, because velocity is described by direction. So if this object or this vehicle has magnitude of 50 kilometers per hour and this object also has magnitude of 50 kilometers per hour, they both have same magnitude. That means they both have same speed, but directions are different, so they both are different velocities. Okay, remember that. So velocities are described by direction, hence velocity is a vector quantity. Uniform velocity, like I said, it is the type of velocity of an object which is in uniform motion. At any instant, if we check the velocity, then it is instantaneous velocity. Okay, if any instant we check the velocity, that is known as instantaneous velocity at any interval of time. Acceleration. So with equal intervals of time, when we check the velocity of an object, it is changing. If we check the velocity of an object, it is changing, then it is known as acceleration. If the velocity is increasing, then it is acceleration, and if velocity is decreasing, it is deceleration. If velocity is decreasing, then it is negative acceleration or deceleration. So if the vehicle is starting its journey from a point, then its velocity is increasing, then it is acceleration. But if the object or vehicle is already moving and it applies brakes, so its velocity is decreasing, then it is in deceleration or negative acceleration. Okay. Now one thing to understand over here is, if the object or the vehicle is in acceleration, then its velocity is changing. Its velocity is not uniform. So acceleration is always a non-uniform motion. Okay, we are talking about uniform and non-uniform motion. Then acceleration has changing velocity. That means it is either positive or negative acceleration, it doesn't matter. Velocity is changing, it is not constant, and if velocity is not constant, then it is non-uniform motion. So always remember that acceleration is always and always non-uniform motion. Understood? Okay. Because in velocity, in non-uniform motion, we have studied that if the speed is or velocity is not uniform, then it is non-uniform motion, because it is required to cover equal distance, and it is not going to cover equal distance if its velocity is changing. So if its velocity changes, then it is non-uniform motion. So acceleration of an object is always a non-uniform motion, and acceleration is described as the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Okay, or the change in velocity of an object with respect to time, or rate of change of velocity, is known as acceleration. So for that we have final velocity and initial velocity. So u is described as initial velocity and v is described as final velocity, and t is obviously the time. So its formula is given as a is equal to v minus u upon t, that is final velocity minus initial velocity upon time taken, and its unit is, as this is velocity, meters per second, and time is seconds, so we have meters per second into second. So the SI unit of acceleration is ultimately meters per second square. I hope it is clear to you, students. Okay. So the important topic that I was talking about is this. So we talked about acceleration. In that we have two subtopics as well, uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration. Just like motion, we have uniform motion and non-uniform motion. In that we have acceleration. In that also we have uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration. This means that acceleration just means that increase in velocity. But if the velocity is increasing uniformly, then it is known as uniform acceleration, and if the velocity is increasing non-uniformly, then it is non-uniform acceleration. Okay, so let us understand this with an example. Suppose we have a vehicle that is moving from point A to point B, and with equal intervals of time, let's say 5 seconds, 10 seconds and 15 seconds. We don't need to take any more to make it confusing. Suppose at point A, its velocity is 10 meters per second. At point between A to B, we have three different divisions. So at 5 second intervals, its velocity is 15 meters per second. At 10 it is 20 meters per second. At 15 it is 25 meters per second. At B, which is 20 seconds, it is 30 meters per second. So in all these cases, you can see as the change in the interval of time, its velocity is increasing, so it is acceleration. But velocity is increasing uniformly. That means in between it has it has velocity increment of 5 meters per second. Over here 10 to 15, so 5 meters. From 15 to 20, once again it is 5 meters. From 20 to 25, 5 meters, and you get the idea. So the velocity is increasing, but it is increasing uniformly, so it is uniform acceleration. This is an example of uniform acceleration. In the same way, if the velocity is increasing, once again take the same time intervals 15 and 20, but velocity is 10 meters per second, but this time it is 12 meters per second. now it is 20 meters per second, then it is 24 meters per second, and finally 32 meters per second. So in all these cases you can see that in first case 10 to 12 it is only 2 meters per second increment, then 12 to 20 it is 8 meters per second, then 20 to 24 it is 4 meters per second, 24 to 32 it is once again 8 meters per second. So in this case velocity is increasing, it is even more than before, but the velocity increment is not in equal intervals. Before we had equal intervals of 5, 5 and 5 meters per second, so it was increasing in equal intervals. Now it is sometimes it is increasing with 2, sometimes it takes 8 meters per second, sometimes 4, so it is non-uniform. So this is the example of non-uniform acceleration. This is the example of non-uniform acceleration. Now one thing to understand, students, is that whether it is uniform or non-uniform acceleration, in both the cases velocity is increasing. Whether it is uniform acceleration or non-uniform acceleration, in both the case velocity is increasing. So the motion is always non-uniform. For non-uniform motion, the velocity has to remain constant. In both these cases velocity is not constant. If the velocity is constant, then acceleration is 0. That means the object's velocity is not increasing. If the velocity is constant, then the velocity is not increasing. That means there is no acceleration. Okay, so this is the topic for today, and we will talk about the next topic in the next video. Till then, talk to you all later. Have a good day.